Everyone, welcome to the world of English with Sakshi Khanna once again in the continual session Advanced Spotting Error lecture today. Okay, guys, moving ahead with today's lecture, I just want to share the status of English in India. India has the second highest number of English speakers, you all know, but it is still a foreign language for us. That's true. And the common mistakes we make prove it. Fix these mistakes and go closer to becoming flawless English speaker. That's my motto. According to research, India has the second highest number of English speaking population in the world. It is second language for a vast majority of people. In a country where many regional languages are used, a lot of error creep into the grammar and vocabulary of an average English speaker in India. That's why I'm putting more and more time in spotting error based questions, topics, lectures as well. So, shall I move on again to the advanced level of spotting error? Common mistakes in writing, avoiding major and minor errors. You are not concerning here to write, okay, but you have to be well versed in all certain topics, okay, which are purely based on the structure, improved structure of the sentence. If I talk about the errors, so very minor error you will find in your question, because your error will not be visible openly. It will be between the line. You need to understand the error. So minor error, how you will feel. So first of all, the major errors, which we did yesterday. Today we are moving with the minor errors, because minor errors will be the basic ground for you people to find out the error in your spotting error segment of competitive standardized examination UPSC, because you will not get anything easy. That's why common, minor errors, major errors. So major we have done, moving to the minor errors. It's a very thin letter. I just read for you. You just listen to me. Errors everywhere. It is rare that anyone, regardless of education, apology for disconnecting. So, errors everywhere. Let me make it little broad for you people. No need to write anything here. Just listen to me very carefully. I read for you. It is rare that anyone, just listen to me. It is rare that anyone, regardless of education level, sits down and pens a perfect draft the very first time he or she attempts writing a letter, paper, or any other type of correspondence. Very tough to guess. Even I had made lot many mistakes in my first attempt of writing letters or essay. Okay, still I am making, because till end of the life we will keep on doing so, because we are learning, and learning is a never ending process. So we all make errors in our writing. Perhaps they are as simple as hitting the wrong keys, hitting the senses as well on the computer. Or maybe they are due to lack of understanding the constructs of the English language. Regardless of the reason, we all have struggled with writing at one time or another. This is not about your writing here, just about the errors. So focus over the errors. If you find that you have trouble identifying common writing errors in your own work, see, or even in the words of others, you are not alone. Okay? If you are finding your work with errors, others work with errors, it's common, it's general. Okay, perhaps it has been a while since you attended school, or maybe you have forgotten those grammar lessons. That's why I have started from the beginning of your nursery wing. If you remember the nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjective lecture in the beginning, this you had done in your early school age. Okay, that's why I started from the beginning, because I know that it's natural you may have forgotten those grammar lessons from your high school. Regardless of the reason, it's quite common to feel a bit intimidated when it comes to writing mistakes. Chances are a brief review of common mistakes. So, subsequent careful proofreading of your work will help you. Proofreading you will catch, means while just reading. If you are good in English, you will just catch your error while reading this sentence. Becoming comfortable at not only recognizing common writing errors, no, but also at avoiding the mistakes in the first place. When you will be well versed in finding the errors, then definitely you will not repeat those errors in your speaking. So speaking, writing, both will get improved in one hit. Okay, so let's start today talking about the major errors. Sentence fragment, comma splice we will not do, okay, because your errors are not based on the punctuation marks. Run on sentence, definitely. Garble sentence, faulty subject verb agreement, very important. Faulty pronoun antecedent agreement, very much important. Misuse of verb forms, all into the active passive, narration based, tenses based, okay, and the simple sentence formation. Okay, it all comes in this segment. I just move on by throwing a question over you. Ask yourself, how do we come to agree in the English language that a group of words and a phrase is a sentence? Do you remember what is sentence actually? Look at that. Three elements constitute a word group being a grammatical correct sentence. Do you know what they are? Subject, verb, complete thought. It doesn't mean subject is there, verb is there, but no sense, it's not a sentence. Sentence fragments. So a fragment is a group of words that looks like a sentence but is missing a subject. Subject is missing there. Verb or complete thought. Anything can be missed out. Only a piece of a sentence. Consider a serious writing mistake. Yes, of course. Now watch out for fragments, trouble spots. While talking about the phrase or the fragmental based sentence structure, where we can get the trouble spots. A word group that starts with a preposition. If the word group is being started by a preposition, a word group that starts with a dependent word, error will be there. A word group that starts with an ing, verb form. A word group that starts with to and a verb. Now, trouble spots means you need to give the focus over the structure which I am telling you here. A word group that starts with an example or explanation of something mentioned in the previous sentence. Sentence or fragment. Because I could not go to the store today. Tell me, is this complete sentence? No, it's a fragment. So this is known as fragment. Because I could not go to the store today, I gave you the answer already. Thinking she had been left by the bus driver, Callie walked to school in the train. Yes, it is a sentence because it is giving us complete thought. It has subject, it has verb as well. The reason the college instituted the test was to gauge student reading achievement. Sentence. Of course, it's a complete sentence. Now, shut the door. What is that? It is a sentence. Now, how it is a sentence? Be observant for implied subject. In most cases, when we are the implied natural subject, in this example, it's implied. You shut the door. You are given the command of shutting the door. And therefore, technically, this is not a sentence fragment. A complete sense we are getting shut the door. Darwaza band karo. If we take into in Hindi. Okay, we are getting complete sense from the sentence. So, it's not a fragment. That is the man who cheated me out of money at the supermarket. That is the man who cheated me out of money at the supermarket. You will get confused to see two full stops, okay? And you are getting, that is the man who cheated me out of money at the supermarket. How it is fragment. Be careful, oftentimes fragments are embedded in the middle of a paragraph and our natural tendencies to read and attempt to make sense will cause us to miss fragments. Something still missing. You ask yourself the question, are you getting all the answers completely by reading the sentence? Then it will not be a fragment, it will be a sentence only. Talking to the run-ons. Run-ons are essentially what the name indicates. Sentences that are thrown together without any punctuation to indicate where one ends and another begins, similar to comma splicing. But in the case of regular run-ons, no comma is used, often referred to as fused sentences. Fused sentences, just have a look. One time, I went to the store. I got scared to death. A gunman came in and held customers and employees at gunpoint. I would never witness such in my life. My hands were shaking, my legs went limp, my breathing became very difficult. That day forever changed my life. I no longer stop at convenience stores. I prefer to do my shopping in a more crowded place like Walmart. There, the likelihood of the store being held up is significantly less than at conveniences stores. They are not nearly as safe. That's why I avoid them at all costs. Now see, this passage I have read not for the spotting error concern. I have read just for you people to understand what is the importance of punctuation marks to make this sense in the passage. Okay? Now, the highlighted text you need to read once again. One time when I went to the store, I got scared to death. A gunman came in and held customers and employees at gunpoint. And I prefer to do my shopping in a more crowded place like Walmart. There the likelihood of the store being held up in significantly less that at convenience stores they are not nearly as safe. Now, garble or awkward sentences. Third series, first we have done main sentence, second confused sentences. Okay, now garble, awkward. Garbled or awkward sentences can be caused by various reasons. Any reason can be. The end result is a sentence that doesn't fit in with those around it, either failing to offer support to the writing or just in some fashion confusing the reader. Thorough proofreading usually finds garbled, awkward sentences. Awkward sentences means the word indicates itself. You are feeling little awkward and you will catch the error in that segment very easily. Now, garbled or awkward sentences we will find out here. Okay, see this highlighted text first of all. Through the years, I have found that it pays to show kindness even when others do not do the same. Not everyone can prove it. There are times, now if you are getting first 3 lines in your spotting error question, then your error will be in last segment because it's unnecessarily. Okay, unnecessarily in the sentence. It's not supporting at all. So such type of errors you can get also in your paper. There are times when kindness doesn't seem like the best course of action. However, I believe one can't fail if he shows his fellow man compassion. Early in childhood, many times while in preschool, before grade school, it was not uncommon an occurrence for me to get into brawls, even though usually I was shy yet talkative. It was not required, again unfit. So such type of fragment, phrases which you feel that it's not required in the sentence, error can be spotted there also. You are free out of the things that you have no limitation, you can say, of punctuation marks only. Okay, punctuation marks will not be the ground for finding the error for you people only. In the later classes, higher level examination, even we can spot out the error based on the punctuation marks as well. Recognizing garbled, awkward sentences is a skill. You need to be very much mature in your language. That's why I said today we are talking about all advanced type of errors which are not visible completely. You need to find out. That matures you as you advance as a writer. It's often a matter of sound writing judgment. A good way to learn to recognize such sentences is by reading the work of your peers. When you read more, you will get more. Similarly, allow peers to proof your papers or essay. It's often hard to gauge when our own writing is not clear because we know that we meant when we wrote it. So, correction, proofreading is must. Whatever you are writing, whatever you are reading, you need to give the proofreading to your writing, and reading also, you need to read in front of some expertise. If you are not getting any expert person, please, in front of mirror, it will work. In front of your peer groups, it will definitely work. In front of your cousins, your siblings, if you are with your mates also, roommates, your classmates, wherever you are, both the way you need to go. Faulty subject verb agreement, very important. We have given a separate lecture. Okay, we have already given separate lecture for you people. Now, faulty subject verb agreement advanced level, major problem for many students. You people always get confused with pronoun based error, subjective or objective, and subject verb agreement. Usually occurs because subject and verb are divided by prepositional phrases or other phrases or clauses. Must locate the subject of the sentence. Very important clue I give you when you are dealing with subject verb agreement, means very advanced level of error in English language based on subject and verb agreement. You need to catch the error easily, then please locate the subject first. Ask yourself if the subject is singular or plural. You ask yourself a question. If the subject is singular, choose a singular verb. If the subject is plural, but major subject, you need to find out whether there are 2-3 subjects in this sentence. You need to target your subject which is major in the sentence. Faulty subject verb agreement. The athlete runs around the track. Tell me, I know how you can tell me. Okay, let's move on. Faulty subject verb agreement. The athlete runs round the track. Singular subject, singular verb. Simple. Okay, now the athletes run around the track. Plural subject, plural verb. So simple to understand the way to find out the error and the subject as well. Because major subject in this sentence, athletes. We have only one subject in the sentence, so easy to catch. Faulty subject verb agreement. The man that lives over the hill scares us every time we walk by his house. Now, the man is here, the major subject. That's why that lives over the hill scare us every time. Now, is there any error? You can find out. Let's talk about this. The man that lives over the hill scares us every time we walk by his house. We are talking about this sentence where you feel you need to find out the subject, that is the man. Man is singular here. Scare us, showing us, plural verb. It is wrong here. So in C segment, you will catch your error in the way. Now, notice for you people to understand here that lives is a dependent phrase modifying man. That lives means this verb is modifying the man. But the second verb, that is scare, something wrong with that. So we will add S here as well. Okay, so this is the way to find out the error. Now look at the correct sentence. The man that lives over the hill scares us every time we walk by his house. This is the correct version. Faulty pronoun antecedent agreement. Very important to understand, I tell you. Before I close today's session, writing and speaking in English as a non-native speaker has its own set of problems. Always keep this thing in your mind. Grammatical errors come in many forms and can easily confuse you all. Also obscure meaning. Some common errors are with prepositions, most important subject verb agreement, tenses, punctuation based, you need to avoid. Spelling based, again avoidable, and other parts of speech which you have done already. So knowledge of grammar and vocabulary both are essential for confident and fluent use of English language. Regularly read standard newspaper in English, and as far as possible use grammatically, logically and meaningfully correct English. There are useful resources you can get. It's all available at indiatoday.in. It has plentiful of useful resources that can help you better understanding. Go through the comprehensive guidelines as well, which I have already given you in my 8 lessons video based lesson of spotting error only, reviewing the key points of the lesson as well. Okay, so signing you off today by saying this: please do hard work, pen down the main things which I suggest you to pen down, and practice will make you perfect. Definitely you will be a perfect student. You will be a perfect student. Don't doubt yourself. There is not a single chance to doubt over your hard work if you are doing your hard work with the smartness. Both are required, hard work as well as the smart work. Okay, so stay protected, stay safe, support your parents. Thank you so much. Till the next session, see you tomorrow. Bye.